Subscribe to the motherfucking channel. The dribble is in the building. What's going on? What's up, people? Dribble God, I'm in the gym as we speak. Paul, that's amazing. Stick to it. He said, what's cracking? Pippen hates Jordan in his own life. Pippen may feel he never got enough credit. Pippen is mad as fuck about that thing with Tony Kukoc. Pippen is pissed about that shit. He has to be. He's still talking about it, man. That shit is like 30 years ago. They said Scottie getting high. Shout out to you from H-Town. I always thought PJ was racist. Scottie must be getting high off his own supply. He accused that Phil Jackson called that play for Tony Kukoc. He accusing Phil Jackson of racism. This is what he said in a book that he wrote called Maverick. I guess he wrote it in the 70s, and he made some comments about black athletes' attention span. And he said some old shit about hip hop music. And he said, this is what he said. He said, some of it was true. He said, black players grow up in the inner city. They learn to focus on individuality and going one-on-one and, one-on-one basketball. He said white players are a little bit more inclined to do what's good for the team. I don't know if that's a racist statement or not, but it might hold some truth. Niggas be wanting to get their shots up. There's no way, no how Scottie Pippen should still be talking about this because they won the game. They won the game. The coach said, Phil Jackson said, sometimes, he said white players tend to throw themselves into a team play, meaning he was basically trying to say that this is what it sounds like, that white players are selfless. Tell that shit to Larry Bird, man. He was jacking them up, man. There's others that was jacking them up. I don't know what to think, but Pippen need to let that. I think he need to let that one situation go because they won the game. Coaches can write up a play to the advantage of a specific player on the team. And I seen this, Phil Jackson, I believe, wrote this play. He wrote a play up for Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher was the only left-hand shooter on the Lakers roster. We had 0.4 seconds left against the San Antonio Spurs. Kobe Bryant is our gun. Everybody know that Kobe gonna get this ball. Everybody just know that he gonna get this ball except for me. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, man, they on the left side of the court. This is a natural shot for Derek Fisher. It was a natural shot for Derek Fisher. He was the only left-hand shooter on the court. It was a natural shot. All he got to do was just come around the screen and get the ball. Let that shit fly, and he did it. The coach called that play, and Kobe was on the team. Kobe accepted that victory, man. Same shit with Robert Horry. I think Robert Horry might be a different situation. A lot of Robert Horry shots, those plays weren't called for him. They didn't. He just might have ended up in the right place at the right time, and he's known to shoot. Bang. Y'all believe this bullshit fantasy they selling? I'm going to believe what I know to be true. White men in power will flex their racist muscle no matter how cool you think they are. Coaches have been known to do it. Yeah. Big shot, Rob. He said, "You taking Warrior Manu? I'm taking on who I done seen under those circumstances hit big shots repeatedly. His name is Big Shot Rob. But anyway, a coach can call a play for you, and where it's to the natural advantage of the player and shit. I think Phil Jackson, he obviously called the right play because they won the game. I can't say that Pippen is a better shooter than Kukoc. I can't say that. I don't think he was. You know what I'm saying? But Scottie obviously took that shit personally. He obviously took it personally. He said, the year after Michael Jordan retired, I was like leading this and leading that, and it was time for me to go ahead and take over the team. What he was basically saying was, if Mike was on the team, Mike would have got the last shot. That's what he's saying. He's saying if Mike was on the team, Mike would have got the last shot, not Kukoc. Mike not on the team, and he gave a motherfucking shot to Kukoc. That is kind of low. That might be a little hard to accept. That might be hard to accept. But you won the game. He said Phil was racist. He called Bron's friends a posse. That's not racism. He could be being stereotypical. I know a lot of them had something to say about Iverson's tattoos and his clothes and shit like that. And Phil Jackson did make comments about hip hop. All the way up to, I think, as recent as like 2005 or 2009, he said something critical about hip hop and players that listen to it. Pippen was the first LeBron prototype. Scottie Pippen can't fuck with no LeBron James, man. I think I'm trying to get what you're saying, a 6'9" guy who could pass and do a bunch of shit. Magic did all of that shit. So let's just say Magic was the first, but Scottie Pippen can't fuck with no LeBron James, yo. He can't. Phil is a sneaky racist. Remember what he said about the dress code? Called it prison and gangster wear and rap. Yeah, I just was saying that. He's been quoted as saying that. He said Grant Hill was the first Braun. None of them dudes had LeBron's body. Grant Hill didn't have LeBron's body. I'll tell you who did, though. Shea Cotton, the guy that I just interviewed from Cali, he was LeBron. If you go watch his highlights, real big dude, man, flying all over the place doing what he want. Straight up. Scottie needs to accept the reality of the situation that he's not that Jordan type. I thought about this shit all last night, right? Who would be under more pressure than anybody in the world? In regards to the Bulls organization, who would be under pressure? Who would be under pressure? Mike Jordan, he lived in the moment. He lived in the moment. He hit a big shot in college to win a national championship. He lived in the moment. So who do all of the pressure fall upon? It fall upon Scottie Pippen. Pippen's the one that has to play the perfect game. He has to play the perfect game. Why? Because I'm gonna yell at your motherfucking ass. Because Judd and fucking Scott Burrell and what's my man Steve Kerr and all of them, they can't do what you do. They can't do what Scottie Pippen do. It was games where Mike told him, man, I need 30 from you tonight. Go get that. You dig? So I'm pretty sure he was often under, man, he might have been like Michael Jordan's son. He might have been like his son. You know what I mean? He was right there. I mean, he's known as playing Robin to Michael Jordan's Batman. He's right there. He's right there. So I'm pretty sure he was often under a lot of fucking pressure, and he probably don't like Mike. Probably don't like him. You can play with a nigga, feed him the ball and everything. This is the baddest motherfucker in here. I don't fuck with him though. He said Pippen good on defense. TJ Blog said playing styles, Gully. Pippen G Hill is a template of mine. No doubt. He said, you ain't gotta like a nigga to go to battle with him. Hell nah. Hell nah. And have your allies in order, as you seen in the movie Black Panther. Them barking niggas, them niggas that was in the mountains barking, they came to everybody's aid. So Larry Bird was the first Kevin Durant prototype. I think Kevin Durant is the first of his kind. Don't ever make the mistake of comparing anybody to Larry Bird. If it ain't a clone, he's gonna fall short. It don't matter who your favorite basketball player is. You hear me? It don't matter who your favorite basketball player is. Larry Bird will outshoot him. I'm putting money on Bird. Is Pippen even in your top 10? No, he's not. He's not. It's a whole bunch of niggas. See, the way I gauge basketball, I'm gonna continue to rank Larry Johnson. I'm gonna rank Larry Johnson. I'm gonna rank him. I'm gonna rank him. Y'all like this video? I'm gonna rank Larry Johnson as grandmama in equations. Larry Johnson left college. He was the most invincible young man in the world. He was the most invincible basketball player in the United States. He continued to go on a tear as he went into the NBA and he hurt his back. But Larry Johnson, I'm putting him in. I'm putting him in, you know, if it come down to him and somebody like Pippen or one of them niggas and shit. Pippen played longer, had championships, all of that. If you ask me about my 10, it's going to be a bunch of niggas that you might not like. But the starting 5 is going to be the dream team. That's Magic and them. And then we'll, you know, build off from there and shit. Start adding niggas, Chris Mullin and, you know, all these guys, Fat Lever, Isaiah. It's a lot of guys and shit. Roy Tarpley. Gully Yuckmouth gave you a big shout out. That's my man and shit. I just did his show. Check me out over there. I'm on Smoke a Lot Radio. Yeah. Scottie is accusing, he's saying a lot of shit. I don't know where all this shit coming from. I know this most recent shit about Phil was on the Dan Patrick show. His issues with Mike, I don't know what's up with that. He's always taking little shots at Mike. He's picked other players over Mike over the years. I think he took LeBron over Mike. We watched a lot of Chicago. Pip never wanted smoke or being a man. He wanted the money and the accolades. I fuck with Pip, but he would never be as popular and paid without MJ. Gully, Scottie is pissed about the Last Dance documentary. It kind of highlighted that they didn't want to pay him. Probably aggravated him. Mike's move, yeah, I got some Spice One content for y'all. Chris Mullin, he's one of them. Pippen is scarred from the Last Dance and he's trying to sell a book. Females can drive a man crazy. Oh, it's Future now. Pitt was probably the only player in the 90s that could guard Mike. Subscribe to the channel. Good afternoon. I'm just relaying some of the information that I got. Scottie Pippen is going on a tear. He's on Twitter acting a fool. And during interviews, he acting a fool. He ain't pulling no punches. He said Planet Asia interview was dope. Interview the Licks. They dropping a new album. G Moneybag said Pip could never guard Mike. Stop it. I'm with you, my nigga. Stop it. Subscribe to the channel. Larry Johnson was like 6'6", dunking, grabbing boards, blocking shots. He said, "Where did you get the Gully headrest?" The chair custom. It's custom. When you cop, customize it. I got the foot pillow and shit to go at the bottom. I'm gonna put my feet up. That man's son died, cut him some slack. He did lose a son recently. Oh, that could be the reason he's so emotional right now. He seemed like a grouchy dude. Have you seen The Last Dance? There's a scene in The Last Dance where the cameraman come in the locker room when they got on street clothes, and Pippen, the first one with his face balled up. "We don't want you in here filming us drinking no beer." And I looked at him like, damn, ain't nobody else say nothing. Everybody else smiling. This nigga all grouchy and shit. Rufus, yes. I've seen him practice. He gave MJ fits when he guarded him. Derek Harper used to pick MJ pockets on the regular. I don't remember that. Peter Devine said, "Y'all crazy. Pippen was all defense." Phil Jackson taking Jordan off Magic and putting Pippen on him defensively is what changed the series and made the Bulls win their first title. I kind of agree with that. His son passed. His wife left him. Mike living the fame. He worked hard for getting all the glory. Future better not go anywhere near him. Now we know why his wife had no problem shitting on him. Pippen was always a simp. Remember John Sally said Pip was the most skilled player he played with? He got a long-ass wingspan. Xavier McDaniel used to body Pip. He probably bullied him a little bit. Subscribe to the channel. Good afternoon. We talking a little bit of basketball. Make sure y'all subscribe to my sports channel. It's launching very soon. The live stream, Gully TV Sports. Go over there and subscribe. The link is in the description and shit. Reggie Lewis was 6'8" and slow compared to Pippen. Reggie Lewis used to block Mike Jumper easily. Yeah, he did. Bro, you have no idea what it's like to be that man. He goated. Damn. I love Pippen ball as a kid. He soared through the air. Y'all like this video? We talk a little bit of basketball here. Scottie Pippen has been venting on the internet for like the last week. He's going really, really hard. He ain't sugarcoating nothing. Called his coach a racist. That's a lot. 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 Rotterdam, what's good? Charles Oakley slapped Pippen in 240. Showed me all I need to know about him. Passing lane defense, everybody got their average. Pippen is on his Kwame shit. I think Kwame might have triggered a lot of guys to speak their piece. There's going to be more basketball players that's going to go off like Kwame. Watch. Nori Copper, please. He don't want no smoke with beans. I was a big Scottie fan on the court. Can't lie. He showed hard work. Could be talented, but he wasn't no gangster type. Oakley slapped a lot of your favorite players. Do you think Pippen was better than Dominique Wilkins? Because I don't. Dominique wasn't known for playing defense or passing the ball. Pip do a little bit of everything. I'll take Dominique. He said Josh Smith already started on Doc Rivers. He said, what's my opinion? Oh, PA stand up. Broad Street bully all day. He should take that. Fred Daniels said, we already knew Fred was racist. We already knew Phil was racist. What gave y'all the impression that Phil Jackson was racist? Curious. OGBB, Gully, what's your thoughts on Miss Jones spilling the beans saying she had a threesome with Pocket Money Love? I seen that interview. I seen that clip. I believe it. I believe it. The question was her and Money Love having relations. He probably fucked both of them, fuck one in front of the other, did whatever he wanted to do and shit. The comments made about LeBron James. Huh. Phil not racist. Jordan and Kobe loved him. He's more of a bigot than racist. Phil was kind of smug. I don't think he was racist. In his book, he was trying to psychoanalyze how black kids play versus white kids. The shit he said, blacks are killing the game with the one-on-one isolation basketball. He got to stand by them words. He got to stand by them words. They done already made him out to be God. Let's not forget that. People tried to make Phil Jackson and his mystique with the Zen and all that shit. They tried to make that as equally important as Michael Jordan and shit. They did. They did. They tried to act like he did something clever. When, in my opinion, all he did was coach Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal and shit. Go take a garbage team and take them to the chip. Go make something out of nothing like Mark Jackson did at Golden State. Like, just show us something. Was Reggie Lewis good for the Celtics? Yep. Black people are more individualistic by nature. That's why we influence the world, because we're original. Cayenne Captain, I hear you. Phil failed with the Knicks, though. Nori versus Beans. He said blacks are trying to be the man in their neighborhood and couldn't sacrifice or conform, while whites, because of their upbringing, were able to be team players. Fax Kellerman. To an extent, I do agree. I do agree with that. When you first start playing ball, you want some kill shit, man. You trying to kill somebody at the next community center, the next boys club. You just on some kill shit. And I believe coaches might influence it with star players. Of course they do with star players and shit. If you can score 50 in here, score 50 tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, kill shit. I don't know. I don't understand basketball no other way. If it's a nigga on a team that's like that, then nigga take us to the promised land. Let's go. Let's go. Do you think Mark Jackson will coach again in the league? I think they have some type of thing with Mark Jackson that got to do with religion. I heard or I read someplace that Mark Jackson used to be playing either church music or playing as pastor at practice or some shit like that. Something like that. He said Mark is done coaching. They put the word in. That's fucked up. With the triangle, everybody could score and have opportunities. Stephen A. Smith just made he made a great point about somebody in the Celtics organization who was, I think he was in the Celtics organization, was almost on the verge of being fired. He was losing, team losing, everything in disarray, and he ended up getting a front office position in front of a lot of other black candidates who were qualified. The whole team in church. If Lynn Byers never died, no Reggie Lewis would Pippen and Mike and Pip have 6 rings? Probably not. Everyone knew Ainge was racist. Ainge is from fucking Utah or some shit like that. He might not even met no black folks till he started playing against them in sports. It ain't no black folks in Utah. I think he's a Mormon and all of that. When white guys get fired, they say mutually part ways. When a black person gets let go, is fired and shit on. Fax Kellerman, pardon me. Y'all share this live. Like the video. It's over 400 people here. Do you think the organization should have gave Mark Jackson a ring? I wouldn't have wanted it if I didn't earn it, if I wasn't sitting on the bench coaching. For what? It's like a slap in the face and shit. I don't want mine like that. Stephen A. is a gatekeeper. If you don't fit that certain ass-licking criteria, you will be blacklisted. Huh. Let's talk about Chris Paul for a minute. We have to. Let's talk about figure skater, the Olympic figure skater, CP3. I ain't never seen a high-profile point guard get dropped so much in the whole time that I've been watching basketball. I've never seen it. Imagine Isaiah going to the pavement like that. Iverson. Just imagine. You know why he be going to the pavement? You know why he be going to the pavement? With his grouchy ass. This is why CP3 be getting dropped. That little nigga be trying to play defense for real. He really be trying to lock niggas up. You see he out there trying to stick fucking Paul George and shit. The little nigga really be out there trying to play D. That's what happened. I'm telling you. You go out there playing D, like fundamental D's, what they told you in practice, slide your feet and shit like that. They don't prepare you for that hesitation dribble. It wasn't invented when they taught niggas to slide your feet. The hesitation dribble and all that shit wasn't. So when a nigga start pop locking with the ball and shit, pop, when he start freezing your ass and shit like that, you gotta be able to recover. And CP3, his fucking feet and shit be planted because he's trying to lock somebody the fuck down. He deserved that shit. Steph Curry got him a couple years ago, dropped him 2 times in 1 game. He be really trying to lock niggas up with that little dirty defense. What he do? He try to break your arm and all that funny shit that he be doing. He the only nigga in the league playing defense. CP3. The only motherfucker in the league playing defense. The only one. These niggas know. See, he been in the league 16 years and shit. These young niggas, they know. You get dropped now, you viral. You turn to a meme, all of that shit. They put they put a roller skate. They already got a soccer ball. They put a soccer ball by CP3. They got him like Pele. They do all of this funny shit to you. And these new niggas, these young niggas, they know better. They know, man. Niggas go out there and play D. They put their hand in your face. You know, niggas know how to fake it. Just get up on there a little bit, man. But you know you better be on your toes. You know what I'm saying? Because you might got the back pedal. You're not gonna, your defense, that slide, the defensive slide, it only go east and west. It only go east and west. All of that shit, it only go east and west. When them niggas get to popping that, you don't be prepared for that. Your natural instinct is to brace yourselves, to twitch. That nigga's legs locked up. Down goes CP3 again. He said, is he not supposed to play defense? Yeah, he's supposed to play defense. But he's obviously doing something wrong. He keep ended up on the fucking carpet. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Oh, yeah. James Harden got Pat Beverly at the top of the key. I think Westbrook fucked Pat Beverly up pretty good one time, too. But Pat Beverly ain't no elite point guard. CP3 is a elite point. He's Kyrie Irving. You can't name nobody. Rod Strickland. Name anybody. Got a whole bunch of being dropped in the league. This little nigga be trying to play D. He said, come on, Gully. CP3 Hall of Famer. Cut it. Hey, man. If Polyester P do another one of them numbers he did the other night, it ain't gonna be no motherfucking CP3. I'm going with Polyester P. He said, I think it was a push. Listen, how could it have been a push when he crossed him behind the back? He crossed him behind the back. When you're reaching at the ball, if you get a little bit of shoulder or something like that, it's not like he pushed him. And it's not like he did the Michael Jordan, Brian Russell push. He didn't do none of that. Clipped him up, man. Clipped him up. Carmelo Anthony said Jackson was racist. Phil gonna get him a good reputation in this league, man. Boom, boom, boom. CP3 is getting a ring this year. He said the CP3 hate. CP3 was negated in a trade to the Lakers by David Stern. He's been in a tailspin ever since. Lob City, when he was with the Clippers and shit, that might have been his, I don't know. He got power forward shooting 3-pointers. Talk about how CP350 is still breaking the ozone on them young boys. Share this live. Good afternoon. Just talking a little bit of basketball. I'm going to be here a few more minutes. Want y'all to know that Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen is upset. Gully, did you see K Slay rolling 100 deep? It was 100 deep. He said 100,000. Yes, I watched it. When you watch it, it don't seem like 40 minutes is going by. But I watched it. MC Search got off. Uncle Murder got off. It was a few others. Super Lover C, I believe, from back in the day. He got off. A few niggas got off. It was all right. It's like a novelty song. I bet you don't listen to that shit again. You got to know who you want to, who you looking for. And, LeBron, Phil Jackson called LeBron James billionaire black business partners a posse. Huh. Bro, you're wasting your time hitting the gym if you continue smoking blunts. Dude, you know how long I've been smoking blunts and going to the gym? You wasting your time, man. You can't be serious. You know how many people in America smoke weed and go to the gym? You can't be serious. That's not even. He said it's some shit to look at. I ain't watching that shit no more. I ain't watching that shit no more. That's too many motherfuckers to listen to rapping one song and shit. The track wasn't all that. Uncle Murder got off. He said, I burn before and after. Everybody smoke before and after the gym. If you can. Black people don't listen to Tyler, the Creator, or Lil Nas X. Some black people listen to Tyler, the Creator. Lil Nas X, I don't think he got no black fans. I mean, people that's into the shit that he's into might like him, but it ain't about his musical talent and shit at all. Wouldn't Pippen have something inside that we the people don't know about? Absolutely. Maybe he'll share it. They bashing the Blazers for hiring Chauncey Billups over racist Becky Hammond. Corey Turner said Tyler should go hard. Some of Tyler's shit is all right. Phil Jackson's only talent was managing egos. Other than that, he wasn't anything special. I've been telling people this shit for 25 years. I've been telling people always, but Phil Jackson, but Phil don't do shit. Sit on the fucking bench. Phil Jackson does as much as fucking what was my man? Coach Tarkanian. When he had to fucking run them Rebels, he didn't do nothing. He just sat on the bench, put a towel in his mouth. If they got out of control, he might have called him in and said a few words, but nah. Melly Mel verse was kind of dope. I fucked with it. Since when did Posse become racist? Never. Pippen not lying. Anyone who plays sports know how racist people be around the game. He said all Tark had to do was roll the ball out. That's it. He said that's all pro coaching should be. He said now Larry Brown is a good coach. Pat Riley's a good coach. Pat Riley a good coach. He is. Shit. Phil Jackson is a good coach. I believe. I mean, not in terms of leading the team, but like you said, he got to manage egos. He got to deal with a Shaquille O'Neal or a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant and shit like that. But again, it ain't no skill set to it. Pippen is not having a breakdown. So what's the problem? What is the problem? Cool interview with Young Mouth. Yeah, go over there and check that out, man. Me and the legend Spice won. Smoke a Lot Radio. Larry Brown with Detroit beat the Lakers. That had a lot to do with Ben Wallace and Rasheed. It did. Phil saying that black basketball ruined the game is racist as fuck. That's not what he said. Who was the coach back in the day for the Denver Nuggets with the ball? Yeah. Y'all share this live. Like the video. It's over 400 people here. Like the video. If you into basketball, make sure you subscribe to my sports channel, Gully TV Sports. The link is down in the description. Phil only races because Pippen trying to sell a book. Tex Winter was the owner of the Triangle offense. That's right. They wouldn't even let Tex Winter use it for a minute. He was on the bench for a minute with that shit. They wouldn't even let him use it. Frank Tercio says, and one was the downfall of good NBA basketball. What do you mean? Shout out to Cali, Bay Area, Los Angeles, in between, Valley. He was just showing love to Phil on The Last Dance. This is what he said, Gully. He did not support the AU style. He liked the suburban style. If that's what he said, that's basically a stereotypical, racist attitude that even I had to deal with in basketball. They would have a problem with you, man. They would have a problem with you, man. The shit that I seen, when I started to see the hesitation dribble, we didn't have no name for it. I think we might have called it stop and go or some shit. I don't know. When I started to see hesitation dribbles and niggas freaking niggas and shit like that, I'm like, damn, man. I remember a lot of that shit was an instant trip to the bench. Coach he don't even care if you make the shot. Pull you right out the game for that shit. Now it's just out there and shit. I believe they have a problem with us modifying their game of basketball. You know, we take shit to the next level and shit. Faison, Baltimore, what's up? Pippen didn't like how he was depicted overall in The Last Dance. He had to get his money up for the divorce from Larsa. NBA adopting Euro-style basketball hurt the game. When it come down to it, especially championships, somebody got to play fucking defense. Somebody got to play defense. You have to. You just seen Brooklyn get eliminated because they couldn't stop motherfuckers from scoring. You got to play some defense. You think you're going to get out there and just shoot it out if you want to. Shit, you remember when Allen Iverson was doing that? They said he was traveling. James Harden evolved the traveling style. He said the traveling style. The way Pippen was depicted on The Last Dance is the cause of all of this. How was he depicted? Only thing they said was fucking Bill Cartwright was crying because Scottie didn't want to go in the fucking game. Kukoc hit the shot. They got him from a small school. I don't recall them saying anything bad about him. They didn't do nothing but expose how he was being treated, mistreated financially, but that's been public information forever. So why would he get mad now? Everybody knew about it already. Scottie contradicts himself every time he speaks. He quit on his team and now he wants to call Phil a racist. In a roundabout way, they call Pippen soft. Pippen dunked on Patrick Ewing. Nothing about him soft. When he went after his surgery, they said he was selfish. How you know he ain't been mad? I could be wrong. Like, he should have been saying something. What he gonna go off? He going off because of Kwame now. It's his turn. He said Pippen almost took the Blazers to the finals. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That nigga wasn't doing shit for Portland. That was against us, against the Lakers. He wasn't doing shit. J.R. Ryder was doing all the fucking damage. J.R. fucking Ryder was doing all the damage. And somebody else. Maybe Brian Grant and Rasheed. Pippen was there, but it was J.R. Ryder. Yes. Bonzi Wells and J.R. Ryder. That's who it was. Bonzi and J.R. Them niggas was scoring like a motherfucker. Bonzi Wells was fire, yo. Phil doesn't seem like a racist. He seemed like too much of a hippie. That's what's contradictory to it, because they announced him as a hippie in the fucking Last Dance documentary. He said, on God, Kwame got these fools started. He said the Blazers got outsmarted. Nah, we just whooped them niggas. He said, yeah, I might have been on the Lakers that year. Was he on the bench that year? He said somebody said he was on the Hawks. Okay, maybe the year before that, he was the problem for Portland, for the Lakers. We couldn't stop that nigga from scoring. We couldn't. He used to be doing what he wanted. He said it was Bonzi. Lord True said, I was at those games. The Lakers was doing the Blazers. Subscribe to the channel, man. My sports channel, Gully TV Sports. Fuck with it. You're going to get a whole bunch of this shit we doing right now. I just had to bring this current topic here because it's trending like a motherfucker. He said Bonzi was big boy and Kobe. Couldn't stop Bonzi. He said, so who's going to win it all this year? I don't even care. LA ain't in it. I don't care. He said Ruben Patterson, the Kobe stopper, got 35 put on his ass. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I just had to come in here and kick it about this hot topic. Scottie Pippen is a hot topic right now. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications. And fuck with your boy on Twitter, Gully TV1. He said, what? Where does Kwame Brown go from here? He's a YouTuber now. Don't aspire to be a YouTuber. That's not a good life goal right now. But anyway, I'm up out of here, man. Peace. Follow me on IG, Gully TV World. 1.